Imagine you're in a position where you can feel yourself falling out of favor with your boss. You've been indispensable to him, and when the position above yours opened up, you were certain you would get it. But instead, your boss got rid of the position, and you've seen other signs that you are no longer the favorite. Your mind is running in circles, but you know that your boss loves extravagant parties, once-in-a-lifetime experiences, and is a huge fan of poetry. What would you do? If you said throw the biggest party you can in honor of your boss, you're not alone. That's exactly what Nicolas Fouquet did for his king, Louis XIV. The party was attended by the highest nobility of France, great minds like La Fontaine, and Molière even wrote a play for this special occasion. As Fouquet presented Louis XIV with a 7-course dinner, fireworks display, and the play, he imagined how honored the king must feel, and how this party shows Fouquet's great taste, connections, and popularity, nearly guaranteeing this newly opened position. However, the next day, he was arrested by the orders of the king and spent 20 years in prison. The party that he thought would be his key to success was his complete downfall. Now, why is that? Louis XIV loved big parties, but what Fouquet didn't realize is that he didn't love them for the sake of parties. He loved them because he loved being the center of attention. The extravagant party Fouquet threw made the king feel inadequate and ruined Fouquet's life. As you can see, ignoring the slaw can ruin your life, but understanding the slaw can also greatly improve it. Let's take a look. While Galileo was an extremely successful scientist, like many scientists, he didn't have enough money. Whenever he discovered something, he would usually gift the tools used to his patrons who would support his research. That got him some money, but it wasn't enough and the income wasn't guaranteed. So when he discovered the moons of Jupiter, he decided on another approach. He chose one family, the Medici family, who already had Jupiter as their main symbol, and he made a huge event out of his discovery while honoring the Medicis with it. He said the moons of Jupiter introduced themselves to his telescope at the same time as one of the Medicis took the throne. He said the number of moons corresponded to the number of Medicis, and that all of them orbited Jupiter just like the suns orbited Medici the first. He even commissioned an emblem with Jupiter on a cloud surrounded by 4 stars and gifted it to the Medici emperor. It was no less as if the heavens themselves were honoring the Medici family, and Galileo was simply the messenger. At the end of that year, the Medici emperor made Galileo the official court philosopher and mathematician with a full salary. Galileo no longer had to settle for scraps as he had the favor of the most powerful family in Italy. Why did this work? Robert Greene says, "The producer of a great work wants to feel he is more than just the provider of the financing. He wants to appear creative and powerful, and also more important than the work produced in his name. Instead of insecurity, you must give him glory," and Galileo did just that. Let your superiors feel good about themselves. Let them bestow you with advice. Don't cloud his or her successes. And don't try to impress them too hard with the skills they are known for. And remember, never take your position for granted, and never let any favors you receive get to your head. Otherwise, you might just end up like Fouquet. Alright, you're smart enough to know what the subscribe button is and what it's there for. If weekly videos on living a proactive life, meta skills needed to thrive in the 21st century, and broadening your horizons will be useful to you, then you know what to do. If not, I hope you found this video useful and will use it to defend yourself against power-hungry people rather than using it nefariously. And remember to live proactively. You get to define your life. Don't let your life define you.